Hello everybody. Yeah, Victorinox again, but I make no apologies for that. But before we get on to the knife, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's sent me messages of support and goodwill and asked me about how my shoulder's doing since I had my fall. Making a lot of progress. Latest development is this from the hospital. Looks like a strip of incontinence blanket, but I'm assured that this is the way to exercise my shoulder and build up some of the muscle strength that I've lost. So onto the knife, the Victorinox Bantam in silver Alox. Okay, so here we have the Alox Bantam. Well, here we have the Secretary. Now this has been my everyday pocket knife for at least the past 12 months, possibly 18 months. Single layer, slim metal scales and a fairly standard pocket knife format of large blade and a small pen blade. However, as you may know from previous videos, Knife Techs sent me a gift. He sent me this, and this one is the Bantam. And he sent me this as a gift, and he did say he'd like to hear what I thought about it as an everyday carry knife. So for the past few weeks I've had this one in my pocket instead of this, and it was immediately clear that this one, the Bantam, far exceeds the Secretary in terms of meeting my current pocket knife needs. So I'll just have a quick look at some specs and then I'll just explain precisely what I'm blethering on about. As you can see, they're both pretty much the same size. We've got, if I can find a ruler, it is, try the other side, yeah, it's an 84mm, as is the Secretary. It's a single layer, as is the Secretary. In terms of weight, get the scales. We're in ounces first. So the Secretary is 0.75 and the Bantam is 1.03. So it's about 30% heavier. See if we can get that in grams. Right, there we go. It was skipping grams for some reason. I'm assuming that's grams. So we've got 21.3 for the Secretary. So this we'd imagine to be getting on for 30. 29.1. So there's not a great deal in it in terms of the weight. I think you can say that they're both fairly lightweight. Similar construction with 3 pins, 1 back spring. As we've seen, we've got the large blade and the pen blade here, but on the Bantam we have the large blade, which is slightly larger all round than the blade on the Secretary, but rather than the pen blade we've got the combo tool, and there you can see the combo tool is on a 90-degree stop. So rather than the little pen blade, we've got the combo tool, which is a bottle opener, a can opener, a wire stripper and a large screwdriver. And given the shape of the screwdriver, it's considered to be quite effective on flathead screws, ordinary slotted screws, and on Phillips. So why is this better for me than this one? Well, as I've mentioned in other videos, I do have problems at the moment. I've got some nerve damage in the spine and my fingers are quite numb and my fine motor control is impaired. The secretary is very, very smooth, and the tapered shape at the ends means I have a tendency to fumble it. It's not easy to grip if you've got any problems with your hands. Perhaps if you've got arthritis, that's going to be another issue. Whereas on the Bantam, the scales are wider, and rather than the sort of stretched ellipse shape, it's much more straight-sided and then just curved at the end. So you've got a much wider area to grip. It's much more in keeping with the size of your thumb, and also you've got the texture, and it's absolutely brilliant, because whereas this one is now a bit fiddly for me, the Bantam feels really solid and secure. The one disadvantage is I quite like the tiny pen blade, because I haven't yet managed to scare anybody with that blade when I've been opening boxes or opening envelopes, whereas in an office environment you might consider that to be a bit bigger than you actually need. Having said that, it's such a classy looking knife, and with the Victorinox logo, I would imagine most people straight away would just say, oh, that's a Victorinox, that's a Swiss Army knife. They wouldn't perceive it as a weapon, as anything threatening. I've used this a lot. I've replaced a couple of fuses in plugs, and the screwdriver works really well on the slotted screws. I've not tried the can opener yet. My personal preference is for the regular Victorinox can opener, where you push the cut away from you rather than pull the cut towards you. But I'm sure it's perfectly serviceable, and I don't see any issue with the bottle opener. I don't really use the wire stripper. I never really have, to be honest, so I can't comment either way on that. The other big positive for me, if I can find it, is that it fits in the same slipcase that I've been using to carry the secretary. Now in this particular slipcase, the secretary fits in very easily. There's plenty of room. The Bantam, it's a bit more snug, but it is the right size. And what I like is that because the logo is at the hinge end for the main blade, the wider end where the main blade swells out and where the combination tool sits is at the opposite end from the badge, so I can have the badge in, which I like, don't know why, I just think that's right, and the wider end at the top, which seems to make more sense. So that was my EDC. Highly recommended. I love this little knife, but I have to be honest, the way things are at the moment, I've found the Bantam to be much more suitable. The Alox scales are very attractive and they're very, very practical. So that will now be my pocket knife all day every day until further notice. So thanks to Knifetex for that excellent gift. It's going to get a lot of use. In fact, you can probably see the blade is all grotty because I've been cutting some boxes up. But even though I've been cutting some boxes up, you still get the performance that you'd expect from a Victorinox. The quality, the fit and finish, it's all there. Sad thing is, I believe this is a discontinued model. So if you can find one on Amazon or eBay or second hand, I'd suggest you snap it up. It's a brilliant knife and it was a lovely gift. So thank you, Knifetex. I hope you found that interesting. We'll see you next time.